What's up, everyone? So, as promised, I wanted to record the setup, how it looks in my new vehicle. You know that when I first had my mobile setup for notary, it was in my Mercedes-Benz. And my Mercedes-Benz trunk was very small. So, now that I have an SUV, I have more room. And so I wanted to show you guys how that looks. All right, guys, so this is what the setup looks like in the back, okay? I opened up my tray because that is my workstation. And then I'm gonna show you guys that bag. It's a really cool bag. It's collapsible and it has Velcro at the bottom of it. So it attaches to this fabric portion on my trunk and it does not move. This piece of wood that you see here, I pre-measured it to fit the Mercedes. It's a little small for this trunk, but because that battery and inverter are kind of heavy, it weighs this down and this does not slide around. And I also have these straps, okay, that keep the printer from moving. As you can see, this battery, like I said, is super heavy. And the inverter, well, it does move a little bit. I need to make that strap a little tighter. Now, what I will say is that I have to get some foam padding to put here because I cracked this by making this super tight on the printer. And printers aren't cheap, so I'm not going to be trying to mess this up. So I'm going to get some foam padding to go there. I want to show you guys the inside of this bag. So let's see here. It has pockets here on the outside. Here's a Velcro strap. I'll open that up. There you are. And this actually can be resized to make different compartments, but I got it just like that. So as you can see, let's see. I have shoe covers. Let me see if I can make this. Nope, it won't stand. Shoe covers. I have extra toner in there. I have, this is supposed to keep the sun out, but I have tinted windows and I'm not really out that much to where sun would affect my equipment back here. I have snacks in there, binder clips, some brochures, and I have paper, and I'm running low on my supplies here for FedEx and UPS, but I keep a ream of letter and legal in there because my printer does take legal and letter size paper. And then they have these too. And then there's a little pocket on the side of here that I'm not using for any specific reason. I have the bag Velcroed over here. As you can see, the Velcro there. But sometimes when I travel with my son, this bag is on the other side because he reclines the seat back. My seat's recline here. And then, yeah, when this tray is not in use, I fold it up. And I usually sit it, it's a space like right there. It goes in there so that it doesn't have to move around, because obviously if I have it right here, it's going to move and shift around while I'm driving. So that is the setup. I will make sure to include in the description, just like I had in the previous description of the other car setup, all the supplies and where I got it from, so that you guys can go ahead and order the same supplies. Now, everybody knows from the previous video, my dad is the one who did this. And I copied this same setup from Griffin Notary. So I just copied the supplies. My dad, he was able to drill holes in here. And on the bottom is flush and flat. So that way it's not messing up the bottom of my car here. So the holes are put in and then the screw in the bottom matches and it's flat. And then it sticks out here. And then I have these little bracket things here so that you can string this strap through it. And I have that on every side there. Okay. And I have space here. Why? Because sometimes if I have to extend this to do legal, which I'll show you on the bottom here. Where's the little button at? Let me take this paper out. This tray can extend to legal size, and I use a page sorter so that I can do it. Okay, here. See, you push this, and then it extends out to legal. Can I do that with one hand? Yes, I can. All right, perfect. So that's legal, and it'll show you. Push this button for legal, and then for letter, push this button again, and it'll go back. There we are. And I put my letter paper in here. Now, when you use a page sorter, it helps to separate the file from lettered and legal, and then you have to put it back together. And I have my printer facing backwards so that when the paper prints, it prints that way and not this way, because it's a pretty windy day. If I have the paper printing this way, it's going to blow the paper up, back, and then it's going to be a disaster. So if I have it going this way, the wind doesn't affect it as much. It can still get pretty windy and affect it at some point, but it doesn't that much when I have it printing out that way. I also use this so that when the paper prints out, it doesn't get stuck trying to go under my straps, and that messes it up too. So I can put this up so that it prints higher than the strap. And yeah, so hopefully you guys like my setup. I love it. I love having a big car. I do miss my Mercedes because I just loved the look and feel of it, and it drove so freaking smooth. But this car is more practical, and it's still a nice vehicle. It's just, you know, I like what I like. But in any event, that's the setup. 2000 watt volt works inverter. I can plug in 2 devices here, and I haven't had to charge this year yet, I don't think. Or maybe I did charge it one time this year already. This battery, I'm sorry, is a rechargeable battery, and I forget what type of battery it is. I just don't feel like doing all the unstrapping to show you, but like I said, I'll have it in the description so you guys can, you know, copy it and purchase it. All right, so there we are.